Hello, welcome to the ISN Community Film Event interviews. My name is Fernanda Arce, and I am delighted to have with me today the winner of the Best Film at the 2022 ISN Community Film Event, Dr. Jeyakumar Meyyappan, Senior Resident in Nephrology at the Sanjay Gandhi Postgraduate Institute of Medical Science in Lucknow, India. Welcome, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Fernanda. It's my pleasure to join.
Thank you, Doctor. I want to ask your experience on filming Saad Ahmad Khan, your long-term dialysis patient, in your country.
I think this interaction came about because this patient has been a long-term follow-up patient of my mentor and head, Professor Narayan Prasad. And this patient has been following up for close to 14-15 years with him. And so the idea behind the film was to actually promote cadaveric transplantation, which doesn't happen in this part of India specifically because of some social reasons that the patients believe that it is like the people believe that post death the body should not be disturbed. That is what they believe, and they believe it very seriously. And for that reason, and for a lot of other social reasons, the cadaveric transplantation isn't picked up. So the center where I work is where we have about at least 150 transplantations per year, but all of them are living donor transplantations. So there is a very severe organ shortage, and we also believe that there is a lot of scope for organ transplantation in this part because there is a lot of road traffic accidents, which we also don't want that to happen. But there is a lot of traffic accidents, but then they are not being converted into organs for the needy. So that was the real problem that we were facing, and we wanted to communicate that. And this, we found the ISN community film to have a very wide reach, and we thought that maybe this is one platform where we can let people know, and that is how this idea came about. And when regarding filming Saad, he's such an inspirational personality. Not he takes it to take everything sportively, and it was a learning experience for me. I think he's in a lot of ways a role model for me also. The way he handles the problem, the way sportively he takes things up. So I got introduced this patient through my mentor, Professor Prasad. And the film was in fact shot by my wife, Ms. Lagamai. She's a non-healthcare professional. So she had a lot of touch to this because she got to spend 1 week with the family. So it took us about close to 1 week to film. We thought that to capture the real emotions, we need that much of time. So I think 7 minutes, the time frame the ISN community film had given us, was too short a time. In fact, this patient deserves a film of at least 2.5 hours. So much content we had. The editing was a problem. We had to cut it short and make it to 7 minutes. But what I feel is he's such an inspirational personality. There's so much to learn from him. How he handles day-to-day issues, like as simple as walking to the dialysis room is very difficult for him. He has visual difficulties. Someone has to help him out. In spite of all this, he handles life very positively, and he's got a great social and family support. So these were the emotions that we wanted to capture and let the world know, and that's how it came about.
And I think you achieved it because it's a very touching film, and it's not only inspiring to you because it inspired all of us from all over the world. For instance, I am based in Mexico City, and when I watched it, it was very touching. And I think despite the time of 7 minutes, you reached your goal and you were able to communicate the importance of cadaveric organ donation. Now, I want to ask you, do you think that winning, because one thing is submitting and being able to reach and have your film as a finalist, but winning the ISN Community Film Event, how has this impact you and the cadaveric donation in India, in your region specifically?
it meant a lot to us, to me, my mentor, my family, my wife, because we spent a lot of time with the patient, because it is something, an emotional moment for us to have won this film. And but what impact it has had on organ donation in this part of the country, I really am not able to say right now, because the reach we had was about 4,000 odd views in YouTube, which was good. But to make a difference in organ shortage, we need a much more wider reach. That's what I feel. I think, to be honest, we haven't made a lot of difference. We've had just 3 cadaveric donations in the last 6 months, which is still better than zero. We've had three, but we want it to be at least 100 in a year. So that's our goal. But as they say, there's a saying that in a dry land, keep walking with the umbrella, and one day it'll rain, and when it rains, it'll pour. So that's what I believe. That's what we as a team believe. And we're also trying a lot of other avenues to promote cadaveric donation. But this film was a great start, and it was a very positive start, which has given us the momentum. So I thank ISN for giving us this platform. So it has helped us sensitize a lot in the healthcare community. But we need to sensitize a lot of more people. We need to have a reach in the general public. So we are looking at avenues on how we can reach that. Film is a great media, but we would want to reach out in the vernacular language, that is Hindi. So we are looking at how better we can do that.
Thank you so much. And I want to finish this interview by asking you, well, better to ask you if you could share some words for people to make them and to invite them to submit their films to the ISN Community Film event.
I think this ISN Community Film is a very, very different platform to express the emotions and thoughts of a patient. I think it's a patient's platform than a healthcare professionals. And I think we as advocates of our patients need to have them express what they feel and what they think about how they go through the disease. And I think especially nephrology has got a lot of chronic diseases. It's not a one day affair. It's not a 1 month disease, which they go through it lifelong, and even generations together they're being affected. So I think this is a platform for them, and we as advocates of our patient have the right. I think it is more so our duty to bring them out, bring their emotions out, and for a greater cause. And I think ISN Community Film is one such, which is a very different platform uh, for that purpose. So it's like submission in this particular ISN Community Film event is really very different, in the sense that we submit abstracts, we submit a lot of scientific material, which are all great. Winning abstract, I've won a few events in the last 3 years of my residency in buying abstract submission. But the winning ISN Community Film has given me a very special feeling. I think because it's so hybrid, it is much more than winning any scientific abstracts. And I encourage everyone who has got a difficult patient, or who has got a patient who has got a story. I think they should let the world know on how their patient feels, and what it is like to go through a kidney disease.
Thank you. Do you have do you want to finish with anything else? Do you have something else that we should know, that you want to share with the audience?
One thing I would let everyone know is that if the it's the world, if we will take has got a lot of problems. Like if we take different parts of the world, the kidney problems are very different. So cadaveric transplantation may be routine, like for some parts of the world, let's say in Europe or in the US or Mexico, it may be much more common than what it is here. But what we felt in our region, that this was a problem that we were facing, and this we wanted the world to know. And we are having patients like this. So it is very important for you to bring out in this film what your part of the world is facing, so that it is a form of communication as well. So we might be able to advocate for our patients and talk to the world communicate to the world on what the problems are. So that is one thing that this ISN Community Film event adds. So I think focus on a patient who is highlighting an issue in your region. So pick up a patient who has got a logistic problem or a scientific problem, or let us say it's a disease, rare genetic disease in that part of the world, so that you can let the entire rest of the world know that this is what is happening in your region. So I think that has got an additional edge to win as well. And also I think that is what I felt the purpose of this ISN Community Film event is.
Thank you. Do you want to invite our audience in Hindi to submit their film to the ISN Community Film event?
देखिए सब लोग ये इवेंट के लिए सबमिट करना है ISN कम्युनिटी फिल्म। ये सबसे अच्छा मौका है जो हमारा पेशेंट का जो प्रॉब्लम्स हो रहे हैं ना, वो दुनिया का बताने के ये सबसे अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है। ये प्लेटफॉर्म के हम यूज करना है, तो यूज करके ये मौका को हम अच्छा से यूज करें तो हमारा पेशेंट्स का भी फायदा होगा, हमको भी फायदा होगा। वो हमने लास्ट टाइम ये फिल्म इवेंट के सबमिट किया था और हमने जीता भी है, और काफी लोग दुनिया से, बाकी कंट्री से भी उन्होंने ये इवेंट के तारीफ दिए। वो अच्छी बात है। हम ये इवेंट ये प्लेटफॉर्म में हमारा इवेंट सबमिट करना है। आप लोगों को भी ऑल द बेस्ट मैं बोलना चाहता हूँ।
Thank you so much. And we look forward to having more films submitted to the ISN Film event. And hopefully we will meet on Thailand for WCN 23. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the time.